all the listeners out there, I don't think you understand just how awkward that is, having no audio and just having to yell and stare at this man right across from me. Anyways, I know you might be thinking, what is Ryan doing today? It's a beautiful overreaction Tuesday morning. It's freezing cold. My nips could cut diamonds, but you know what? That doesn't stop us from getting into things. All right, boys in the back, they said we hate listening to you talk, Donnelly, Don, Chief Donnie. All right, you need to shut up. So I said, all right, search long and far for a man, and they came up with this beautiful boy, Ryan Chaffin. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Don. Happy to be here. No, I'm the only option for a co-host because the other 10 guys in the league said they didn't want to do it. But really happy to be here. Really glad the boys in the back and I could get in touch. A little nippy outside, but that's not going to stop us for some great OT takes on this fine morning.
Oh, OT takes. Anyways, so I was thinking the other day, we really need some money to fund the show, all right? And I think you and me both, we're pretty novel. We have some great ideas. I was thinking about an app that measures your deuce density, all right? When you take a dump, you just stick your phone down there, it hears the plop, it looks at the deuce, and measures it. I feel like that's a money builder. What do you think about that?
Do you stick your phone in the deuce?
I don't know. We're still working at the kinks. We're still working
on the kinks. I think that's a good idea. I actually, a couple days ago, coming home from break, got on the scale, just happened to get on the scale before I took a deuce. Got on the toilet for what ended up being about a 30-minute rodeo. Get back on the scale afterwards, 1.5 pounds lighter. I mean, talk about something that's got some density. I had to do 2 flushes, filled the toilet bowl twice. It was quite exciting.
Was it a wrapper around the bowl, or was it just
it was just filling that hole. Looking at it reminded me a lot of some teams in the league, and their fantasy teams look very similar, including my own. So I think it's a great idea.
I do forget, bringing the co-host, you're unlike me. I'm not in the league. It'll be good hearing your takes from a insider source, the owner of the Jawlers, but also my first and foremost, my co-host.
Absolutely.
Anyways, as the holiday season approaches, I had to say this, DGFL sponsored content. Make sure you plan out your attire for the after season celebration. We don't want any slackers. I've been told to call out Griffin Hicks and Andrew Brannon for not wearing anything nice last year. Griffin Hicks, Andrew Brannon, we expect big things. Chris, we'll have him later on the show. He's always going all out. He looked like $1 million, not $1 billion, because that was Gilla in his all jeans outfit. Anyways, super excited for the show. We have planned for you today. We're bringing in Chris Lohoff Gaida, owner of De Bare Necessities. He's been trashed a few weeks in a row now. He's got some things to say. I'll tell you what, we were in cahoots the last few days. He's got some overreactions. All right. Looking forward to him. Friend of the show, Chris. Always love to chat with him. Anyways, it's becoming a thing now. You guys were asking for it. I wanted it. The boys in the back. Sorry, I added a D. Usually it's the boys in the back. Sorry, guys. Anyways. It's a thing. Jack Mitchell's back. Honestly, might be a Tuesday thing. It's a tradition at this point. Jack Mitchell, at the end of the hour, we'll have him coming in, talking playoff matchups, and I'm sure he'll write up some stuff for the overreactions. He's a good planner about that. Anyways, we'll kind of get into this. Get into this last week. Look at who's advancing in the playoffs and the toilet bowl. Anything you got about these things, Ryan? You like one team advancing in the playoffs, or how you feeling?
Yeah, I think one team that's that's dangerous is the mafiosos, De Veggie. If I'm the Bods, I'm a little nervous. The Bods certainly have a great team, but if you look at the last 2 weeks, what they've done, 102 and 130, which given how hot the mafiosos are right now, it could be a little dangerous. DeAndre Hopkins is suffering from Kyler Murray's sprained shoulder joint. So we'll see, but I like the mafiosos. I also, we could see two potential upsets in this next round, but I'm sure Jeff Mitchell will have something to say about that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. We don't want to tease anything too much. Anything. Bods, mafiosos. Mafiosos are at the Bods. They had a home first round bye. And we got the Peacocks, the big bad Cocks. They're coming in at the Turtles, first round bye for the Turtles. We also see in the toilet bowl. I don't really want to talk about this longer than I have to. It makes me vomit. Loser advances. Looks like it'll be the Pillas versus the Jollers. Okay. Anyways. Bears versus Bears versus Weenies in the other matchup. We're having the Bears in here. We'll talk about that later. It's really terrible to see, buddy.
The fact that I'm in the conversation with those three teams makes me slightly sad.
It's all right. It happens. Anyways, looking at last week's spreads and lines. Okay, the house kind of smacked us around a little. And by us, I mean the community. I was hot as hell. I scored big. I've hit all three of the last Super Boost slams. The slam of the week, unfortunately, is not doing so hot. You might be wondering, what, Don? Why don't you pick your slam of the week? Hey, I go where the money leads me, and just because I say something on Tuesday doesn't mean I'll be doing it on Thursday. So you guys keep doing whatever you're doing. Slam will probably never win for some reason. I'm hot tamale. All right. Anyways, I'm scoring big. I'm coming up. Anyways, before I talk about it, we have a new top dog in the overall total points, and that is my beautiful co-host himself. Ryan is 2 points ahead, 87 over Reed and Jacob and me, unfortunately, but I'll be there soon. Anyways, congrats, bro. Looking at the past spreads, Mafiosos, they cover under 250. The Peacocks cover under 240. The Cheese Boards covered over 190. And this is the only matchup still technically up in the air, but the Duckies should cover on over 190 unless Amari Cooper goes for 45 and whoever Hunter has left doesn't play.
I think it's CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb catches no balls, maybe fumbles an end around or something. Amari still needs 45. Doable? No, not at all. Anyways, we're changing up the format here. We're going to start off with your Twitter questions and comments on Overreaction Tuesday here. Now, Ryan, I don't know if you took a look at it beforehand or any of that, but is there any one that you wanted to bring up first before I go through? There was actually only three overreactions and questions this week, which is kind of sad, but they're good ones. They're really good ones this week.
You'd like to see a little more participation from the community, but I guess only half of us played this week, so
that's true. Might have been checked out.
That makes sense.
I heard the Weenies didn't even set their lineup, but that's a question for another time.
You hate to see that. Yeah, I think let's start with the team that is the hottest right now, the Mafiosos, the Veggie. How do flex players sit out the whole game and still won? Do we think that Man Month is going to carry the Mafiosos to a victory over the Rodspods and potentially even further in the playoffs?
That'll be a good one to digest before Chris gets in here. He's actually in the waiting room, but I'll make sure to make him wait. I don't just
just tease him a little bit.
I'm not letting anybody in the back door anytime soon. I'm not open fence here. Anyways, I got some things. So the Mafiosos, like you said, they played a flex. He suited up, sat on the bench the whole game. He had some sniffles. Clyde has been a little lackluster, but is it because of him or the game plan? Who knows? I'm not Andy Reid. I'm not Clyde. I might be Patrick Mahomes. I mean, who really knows? Anyways, I think it all comes down to DJ Moore. If to be honest, if he plays, he had a weird ankle calf issue in the last game they played. Then he had a bye, and now he has some COVID issues. I don't know if he has COVID or if it's a close contact situation. But I mean, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery. I heard he goes by Mopportunity in some of the leagues. Anyways, they got juicy matchups. They got juicy Houston, Jacksonville. I'm just thinking of the name. Probably Green Bay in there at some point. I couldn't tell you. Boys in the back, they're suckling on some Arby's right now, so they can't do any work. Hey, Arby's, we want you, buddy. Anyways,
not a sponsor.
I really do think that Mafiosos easily hit 130 next week. Could be 150. I think their minimum is 130 just based on the matchups they have. And like Mahomes and Kelsey are probably going to get them about 40 at least. Jonathan Taylor and Montgomery are good for at least 10 because of their matchups, and they're playing pretty well recently. Yeah. 10 each. I mean, so that's like 60 right there. And then he's got 5 receivers left. So it's like, can his receivers play up to what their potential is? That's what it'll come down to. The receiver battle,
Yeah, absolutely. How poetic if Jonathan Taylor is, it's been a source of frustration for the Mafiosos owner from what I've heard. But for him to just really come alive in the playoffs, pair with those receiver duos and maybe make something happen. But
that would be great. Anyways,
fun to watch.
We'll talk about that later. Some other overreactions we got on Twitter is the Swines at Swines2 says, with the Swines likely to outscore all the other opponents besides the Mafiosos, their current opponent, should the league consider giving them a mulligan, granting them the spot of the winner of the Frogs v. Cox? That is, I had to search for that one because it was hashtag Reasonable Take Tuesday and not Overreaction Tuesday. So we'll talk about that later. With a strong showing yesterday, can the Pillas win the Toilet Bowl? Says at Pillas _ something. I can't read it. We'll talk about the win of the Toilet Bowl. Bears necessities. We'll get into that. They got to. I don't know if they want to win the Toilet Bowl. It's kind of like an honor being that awful, but we'll see. And then last question: do the J-Jollers, fantasy foot Jollers belong in the conversation with the Bears and Pillas at the bottom of the league? Yikes. I hate talking about that. But alas, we will talk about it. It is a requirement to talk about anything overreaction related on this Tuesday. All right. Question of the day, boys in the back wanted to get at: is the Big Three dead? Sorry, that was a little loud. Are they dead? Are they dead? We mentioned this a million times every week. It might be coming to fruition this week. 2 of the 3 big 3 are out. Frogs and Swines both got bounced first round. Not even close in their games. At least the Frogs almost covered. I mean, it was literally the difference in a few points. Anyways. Peacocks at the Turtles. They kind of have a brewing rivalry because the Peacocks have been talking a lot lately, and the Turtles are usually in that place. They're usually the talkers. So I think there's a chance the big 3 are dead. I think there's a chance that maybe just maybe the proletariat is on the rise in the league.
On the rise, maybe.
Anyways, we'll get into that big question later. Chris Law of Guys in the Waiting Room, it is officially 10 sharp. Perfect timing. I'll admit the man. Let's see what he's coming in here at. Did I admit him? Oh, there he is. Bottom of the screen. Connecting to audio. Chris Lohoff Gaida. Ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
How you boys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Doing
Look at all
good.
that gear, dude.
That's a heck of
Gear.
a setup.
Look at all that gear, bro. I wish I had that set up. I got gray walls.
I got gray walls also. I just
Put
Whoa!
something on there.
decorate.
Okay, bro. Okay. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
How was the Thanksgiving? I know it's been about a week and a half. I always like asking about the Thanksgiving though. What was your favorite meal?
Thanksgiving, not gonna lie, kind of disappointing this year.
Oh.
The sisters side of the fam decided to stay in Mobile this
Mm.
Thanksgiving. So
Mm.
it was just the four of us. We had a little bit smaller get together
I hate
due to the
COVID.
old COVID and everything.
I hate
And
COVID, bro.
so there wasn't
Takes
yeah,
all of us.
yeah.
It does take all of us.
So there wasn't that much food. And not only was there not much food, but Angelica kind of dropped the ball on the turkey.
No, no. Angelica is a holy lady. You take that back. That turkey was great.
Not when it comes to cooking turkey.
Mm.
If I can remember correctly, at one point during Thanksgiving, I took a bite of my turkey, looked at my mom, and said, "Why am I eating a Gucci bag?"
No, we're having Angelica on later in the week. This is a brewing rivalry here. Angelica
she
versus
knows.
Chris.
She knows she dropped the ball on this bad boy.
Bring her on this show. Give her
We'll
a chance to
have-
defend herself.
Yeah,
The
we'll have her on.
mashed potatoes, gravy, all made up for it.
Mm.
Cranberry sauce.
That's good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Always good to hear. Always good to hear. You're looking pretty good, bro. Did you shave recently?
I did. I shaved yesterday.
Looks good, clean,
We're
sharp.
good to get on the show.
Appreciate it.
Anyways, the question of the day. I'm sure you've heard this in the past. We'll get into some of the other things that you want to talk about later. But question of the day is are the big three dead? Now, two of the three are bounced. So really, it comes down to I'll talk about these two questions before we get into the major storyline. The swines and frogs merely husks of their former selves?
This season, yes.
Hmm.
Granted, whether that be injuries, which both teams had a lot of, or just lack of talent. Players are getting old. Their teammates get injured, therefore resulting in poor play. For example, once Michael Thomas came back, he didn't really put up numbers. I know he was injured. I know he was having trouble with his team. And then Daddy Drew gets hurt. What is it, 11 broken ribs? 11 broken ribs.
Collapse lung.
Next thing you know, he's catching passes from a running Mormon. So this year for sure, I think the big three are not the big three. From size alone, Jack Mitchell could be the big three by himself, but that's just based off size, not based off of team standing. But yeah, I think the big three is no longer the big three. We're gonna have to take a deep, long look and figure out who are the new big three.
Deep, long look. Looks like you got a question over there, Ryan. You got one for the man?
No, I love the comment about Jack Mitchell carrying the big three by himself. But let's get into a little. He's you know what they say about Jack Mitchell. Man carries a big stick. Let's move to the playoffs, Chris. Would love to get your take while we're on the subject of the Turtles. Do we think the Turtles have the moxie, the gusto?
Let me stop you there, Ryan.
Oh,
I'd like to take this back a year.
Bring it back, Chris.
A year to the day, actually.
To the day.
December 8th, 2019, week 14.
He's pulling out the logs.
Week 14 was week 1 of the playoffs.
Oh no!
As I'm sure you remember, the 8th seed, the bare necessities, weeking into the playoffs, taking on the big role of having to play against Jack Mitchell. Some might say the most dangerous player in the league, putting up huge numbers all year round, records left and right, 200-point games. But no, we go into I believe I was down by let me pull out the receipts.
Oh, the logs.
Oh,
So I was down about 40-ish points, 45 points going into Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football was an NFC East rivalry.
Carson
Eagles
Wentz.
versus the Giants.
What?
The game was basically Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz just whipping out their dongs. all
Oh,
over.
no. Oh,
Game
God.
goes to overtime. I believe Ertz catches a touchdown pass, solidifies the win.
Wow.
That's just how it is. The win for the Eagles and the win for the
Dude,
Bare Necessity.
I'll tell you what, the bare necessities have been known to have humongous performances from single, double players. Obviously, you're talking
Yeah.
about that Wentz Ertz connection from last year. Walk us through some of these big performances from this year. I think I heard Tyler Lockett went banana
This year,
bonkers.
I believe Tyler Lockett is number 2 this season for points in the game, only after Dalvin Cook. But Tyler Lockett put up a 50 bomb. I mean, that solidified a dub for the Bare Necessities, which Lord knows we need it. But as we look forward to next season and the rest of this season, Toilet Bowl in specific, I'm expecting.
Wait. We're getting into that later, buddy. Hey, all right, we need to
All
keep
right.
on track.
He gets really upset when you mention the toilet bowl.
I'll
Chris. He
tell you
doesn't
what,
like
I'll tell you
talking
what.
about it.
But
We'll get that later.
big games. I'm expecting my pride and joy, Debo Samuel.
Oh.
He was injured for most of this year, but he's back.
Mhm.
I believe he dropped around 13 yesterday in a slow performance.
If that's a slow performance, that's a good player.
Yeah.
But slow performance going up against who did they play? They played the Bills,
Yeah.
which
They do
Bills
have
are
a
good.
mafia.
Bills are good. And he had Nick Mullins at quarterback. Like,
Don't disrespect Nicholas Mullins.
I'm disrespecting him.
Shut your mouth.
Wow.
But looking forward to next season, I expect Debo Samuel as well as his fellow teammate Raheem Mostert, who also suffered from injuries this year, to have absolutely electric games. I know in the first 3 weeks, Raheem was healthy. He put up big boy numbers, and that's just a fact.
He's an explosive player.
The Bears love the big boys. Anyways, last thing on the big three, the
Also,
topic.
little boys. Tariq Cohen will be coming back off IR soon.
Gosh.
Who's Tariq Cohen? Well, anyways, last thing on the big three, Turtles. Do the Peacocks have the firepower to match a team with CMC and Lamar coming back?
I believe that they do. However, from what we have seen with the Peacocks is that they're inconsistent, I would say. Granted, they do put up those big game stat lines. Like, I believe, was it Gueves who had a 200-point game?
He this year, I'm not sure if anybody hit 200. I think somebody got 180.
Well,
I
he
think
was close.
I think it might have been Gueves got 180. The Peacocks might have hit 182 or something like that.
Yeah. So Gueves does have the quarterback firepower with Josh Allen and Derek Carr on the bench. But when you look at his running backs, you have Aaron Jones, who's iffy at best because he'll be splitting reps. And sometimes Aaron Rodgers just decides this is going to be a passing game.
It's true.
That's true.
So Aaron Jones, very iffy. Miles Sanders is just bad.
Bad right now.
Just bad. Then we got Mr. Consistent A-Rob. However, he suffers from poor quarterback play, as we all know.
You call him Trubisky bad quarterback play? I can't take this slander. Trubisky is a friend of the show.
The quarterback play is a direct derivative of the offensive line play. And Lord knows the Bears need help.
Yeah, okay. We do agree on that. Trubisky is a godsend, but their O-line might be straight at the pits, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. Big time out of the pits. So moving on to wide receiver number 2, we have Devontae Parker, who has a rookie quarterback.
He got ejected this week.
Don't you dare say a bad thing about
He got ejected.
So does that mean he won't be playing next week?
No, he'll probably be in there. I don't know.
I think he can play because he got ejected early.
But do you want to start a man with character issues? I mean, that's
what I'm saying. Maybe I start Antonio Brown, but Lord knows the Bears need help.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's beating everybody in sight, is what I heard.
His tight end is consistent, I would say, but like I said, a rookie quarterback.
He is
And then his two flex players, one went down yesterday with an injury, only landing him 1.4 points.
T's and P's to A. Gibson. That's tough. Tough to see.
Yeah.
Toe issues. I hate toe issues, man.
And then flex player number 2 is a wide receiver whose quarterback is Colt McCoy. Need I say more?
Probably not. I don't even know what wide receiver that is.
Is it Sterling Shepard? Who does he have?
Yeah, Sterling Shepard.
He started Sterling Shepard?
Yeah.
Pretty sure the guy had 1 catch. Don't fact check me on that at all. Chris, if I'm wrong, just let it slide.
No, you're correct.
Okay.
Boys in the back are saying they're going to fact check you.
No.
Most of his points came off a converted 2-point conversion.
Oh.
Yikes.
Who does he usually start at flex? I don't swear he doesn't start Sterling Shepard. What?
I think he has Mike Evans, who's on
Oh, Buccaneers are on bye.
Mike Evans does have a duty quarterback, though. Plus,
really, the GOAT. Yes. The GOAT of all time is a duty quarterback.
As of this season, he is.
Mitch Trubisky does not play for the Bucs.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right.
The Chicago Bears beat the Bucs.
That's true. Bears beat Bucs.
Need I remind you, what was this?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know the down.
Get the boys,
oh, yeah.
Little dementia out there.
Boys in the back right here.
Yeah.
And people are calling him the GOAT. Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's a whole nother show.
I love these overreactions, buddy.
Oh, yeah. We're big time overreaction over here.
Now, to maintain the integrity of the time we have here, we're going to move into the next one, which is we had a question, a tweet that came out that says, is man month still in full effect for the mafiosos? The question is, are you nervous if you're the Bods? You know, you only had 90 points scored other than Darren Waller last week.
I would be nervous. That's a once-in-a-lifetime performance from Waller. I don't think it's ever going to happen again, to be frank. What did he have, 45?
Something bananas.
He had 202 touchdowns.
Yeah, I just don't think that'll ever happen again from him. Yeah. The Bods do have a good team. However, they suffered from a former DeBear necessity player, Keenan Allen, not performing with a terrible Chargers performance. Yeah. Absolutely awful. But I think the Bods could get it done. I think that's going to be game of the week. And I think that'll be something to watch for. And going back to your point on man month, I think it's man season.
Wow, man season!
Wow. Man season as in wintertime.
Oh, like SZN.
So once the weather gets cold, the men come out to play.
The men do. Oh man, that's wonderful.
You might have to figure out a better name for that. But
I'll have to pass that on to the man, the mafioso's owner. Even though I don't talk to him, I hate him. He's my least favorite.
Not affiliated with the show.
I'll have to send it. Boys in the back, they'll probably send it to him somehow. Man season. You heard it here first from Chris Love, guy that the Bears necessities.
Yep.
The other question, I guess this is kind of a statement in regards to this matchup. Is the Mafiosos tied his score without even having a flex player score any points? You know, like, do you think if the Mafiosos have a similar performance and actually play a flex player that'll start there, do you think it's just the Mafiosos' game to lose, or is this a case where you think it's the Bods' game to lose? Who do you think is going to lose this game? Or do you think a team will win the game?
I think this game is going to be won. My overreaction statement of the week will be that one of these teams will have a player go for more than 30 points. And whatever team that is, that team will win.
Is that
That's
including quarterbacks?
fair.
Yes, including
Okay.
quarterbacks.
I like that take. Let's
Double
keep that
down
on
and
record.
I'll double down and say one team will have a player that is a non-quarterback also go for 30.
And
Wow.
I'd also like to say that one team will have a player that completely sharts the bed.
Oh, classic
Intent-
shark.
Please don't
It's
let
gonna
it be DJ.
It's gonna be
Just as a Panthers
difficult.
fan.
We still don't know if he's playing.
I'll go as far as to say that every player on both teams is going to score at least 30 points.
Wow!
Yeah. Look for
you heard it
take
here
the over
first.
at 480.
Over under 480. Hey, I forgot it. We were supposed to do that segment first. We'll do that bet segment at the end, I guess.
We can wrap around to it if we need to.
That was a mistake. My bad. We'll get to that at the
We
end.
got too excited talking about duty density and
Yeah, we did. You missed out,
off
Chris.
track.
We talked about I'm creating an app that measures deuce density. All right.
You should link it with that app where you can map your deuces.
Oh,
Have you
There
seen
you
that?
go.
I'll get
Like
the boys
social
in the
media
bag.
taking a deuce.
Like track the health of your deuces or what's?
No, you just like drop a pin as to where you dropped it.
Oh, I would just have like 45,000 pins in my home. I like it though.
Yeah, I don't think I ever taken a deuce not in my house. Whenever I go on
sometimes you kinda
vacation,
have
I literally just hold it in.
You get stage fright?
No, like there's been times I've like months I just haven't deuced.
That seems unhealthy.
And then when I get home, it's like cartoon style, like I deuce, and then it like pushes me up, like. So anyway, okay, sorry, it's just terrible. We're moving on to the the last question was going to be about the spreads. We'll just quickly just get a yes or no. Obviously, the spreads are probably going to favor the bods. We'll look at those later. Do you think that since the bods are going to be the favorite, do you think it's an easy cover for the mafiosos, depending on what it is, or do you think what you're saying, like it could go the other way and the bods could absolutely rail them?
I'm definitely going to be betting on the underdog taking the points to cover. But yeah, I think this game will be solely determined on which player goes off. So I'll be taking a deep look at the different matchups we got going on between wide receiver, cornerbacks, or running back, and defensive line linebackers, what we got going on. Who do the Chiefs play?
The Chiefs have the Dolphins, so that's kind of a tough matchup.
Yeah. Dolphins low-key have been cooking with some spice recently.
Boys in the back are voicing in, telling me that if DJ Moore is active, the Mafiosos will likely not be starting Clyde Edwards against the Dolphins. Does that change how you're looking at the matchup?
I don't think so. I feel like Kansas City is that designated passing offense. And with the Mafiosos having Kelsey, I think it just runs through there.
Yeah, we do like Kelsey. She's a good woman.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant try. Okay. Anyway, terrible joke. I'm sorry. Last one.
Great singer, Kelsey.
This is we got about 10 minutes left here in the segment. This is going to be about the Bears. All right. What do you like? Do you want to win the toilet bowl, or is it just like?
Hold the phone. I don't appreciate the way you're talking about the toilet bowl like it's some sort of second place prize. Okay.
It is. It designates the worst team in the league.
How do you feel to be playing in the true playoffs, and do you want to win?
I'm looking forward to winning. Which the thing that doesn't make sense to me is how you say it's the worst team.
The losers move on.
They have to win. Oh, the losers move on?
Yeah, the losers move on this year.
The ultimate loser is crowned the shit king.
This changes everything.
Yeah, so you want to win. We heard it here first. Bears want to be the shit king.
I mean,
no, he wants to lose.
That means we're going to be closer positioning to get that first overall pick.
No, I don't think it updates that in the postseason.
Really?
I think
Really?
points for is already cut off. So you had what you had.
Well, that's interesting. I just think
He's
that
looking really sad.
It's caught off guard right now.
at this point in the season, we're just looking to get our players healthy. We've been riddled with injuries this year. This past week we had tight end numero uno Zach Ertz come back. We have some COVID players, some IR still with Tariq Cohen, and we're just looking to get back to full health. Whether that's next week or the start of next season, I don't think it really matters because the toilet bowl is the toilet bowl, and whatever happens, happens. But yeah,
That's
the
disgusting.
Bears are just looking to heal up and get some good draft picks.
I also look to heal up after I have an encounter with the toilet bowl. I'm not asking any other questions about this. If you want to ask him something, Ryan, it's all you. The toilet bowl is just awful.
I think
I got some off-season things I wanted to get at, but we can.
Let's get into some of that other stuff. I think, given the fact that it's a loser moves on mentality, it's a little tough about talking if he wants to win or not. Look for the weenies to possibly, just flirt with some danger against the bare necessities this week, but we'll save that for another time.
For sure. Well, Chris, everybody wants to know. They've been trashing your branding, this whole team. How's it feel to just be flogged publicly for having the brand, even though you've probably made photos, graphics for a majority of the members of the league? How does it feel that people call you the errand boy and that you have bad branding?
I would like to say that they're stupid. They don't understand that my team name stemmed from having the Bears defense on my team.
Oh.
We don't have defenses anymore. Therefore, I would like to call this whole season, including my name, just a throwaway season. I'm happy to announce we are in stage 2 of renaming and rebranding.
Care to indulge us on all the stages and what those mean?
Stage 1?
Stage 1 is team name, just figuring it out.
So you have the name selected.
I'm workshopping it.
So you're in stage 1.
Brainstorming.
We're about 98% sure that our team name is the one we have selected now.
So you're 98% still in stage 1.
You're still in stage 1. That's correct.
Stage 2 kind of stems off of stage 1 with logo.
As those things tend to do.
Mascot. If we don't like the mascot or the logo we're able to create with our resources, we will go back to stage 1 and just rethink. But the way things are looking is that stage 4, which would be going public with the brand, is set to be at the team dinner.
Wow.
Oh.
Can't wait for that.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of a in organization leak happening beforehand? And if so, how can I weed that man out so he leaks it to us beforehand?
Everyone at the organization that I know of has VPNs, so it doesn't seem like there will be hacks or leaks. But we are a careless group of individuals, so you never know what might end up on the Twitter page, what might end up just in the streets, name by name. So it's just something to look forward to, I would say, especially from the bare necessities standpoint, where this season was kind of disappointing. Going forward, looking at a name change is something that we have our eyes on and we are proud and excited for. So, yeah.
I think if you look back to to what the Screaming Beans, now Mafiosos de Veggie, were able to accomplish with just a name change. I mean, that was really the only off-season change they made. The future could be bright for De Bare Necessities. TBD what they're going to be called, but look forward to that announcement at the season dinner.
Once the season officially ends, we will be known as the team with no name until we decide to go public with our branding.
So will that mean that your team is going to be called the team with no name, or is your team name just going to be no name?
We will be the team with no name.
Oh, the team name is going to be the team name with no name?
Situation.
The team name is the team with no name.
Oh, the team name is team with no name.
So it's just blank space.
No.
Yes.
The team name is the team name with no team name.
The team name with no team, no name, team name. Okay, there it is.
No. The team name is the team name with no team name.
So your team name is how much wood would a woodchuck chuck, a woodcut chuck, woodchuck?
So here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm hearing is that his team name, colon. This is his team name, all right? Colon.
Okay.
Like what comes after this is his team name. This is my team name, the team with no name. That's his team name.
Okay.
Correct.
All of that, all of what I just said was your team name.
After the colon or before the colon too?
Including the colon.
After.
Okay.
We're gonna have to reach out to Sleeper and see if they can lengthen this team name character limit.
You could also reach out and have them do a custom mascot. I heard they're willing to do that.
I think no comment at that point.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta feel like he's got something in the works by himself.
Yeah, gotta do something in the work. Anyways,
I wonder if he's already bought it in the shop.
Oh, Ryan, you got any other questions for the man?
Yeah, I got. Let's bring it back. Let's settle in a little bit. Chris, your team scored 43 points this week. I looked at that and said, oh, he must have just forgotten to set his lineup. Had a bunch of guys on bye in there. And then much to my surprise, I actually looked and you had a complete lineup in there. And I believe your whole team scored less than Darren Waller. So with that being said, who do you believe is the absolute worst team in the league? Who is the true shit king of the DGFL?
Without doubt, the Weenie Wolves.
But they have 4 wins.
They also get lucky with Deshaun Watson and playing teams who score no points.
Well, that's true. I do believe the Jollers scored 60 points in their loss to the Weenie Wolves.
I believe I scored quite low as well.
My overreaction is that the Weenies are not as bad as people say they are.
Well, I'm going not only from a team roster standpoint, but also a team management standpoint.
Oh no! See, hey, whoa! We're not roasting the Weenies.
Griffin Hicks is a good friend of this show.
Oh, I never said anything about Griffin Hicks. All as we know, the
team
manager of the Weenie Wolves is Gueves.
Oh.
I mean, based off of that past trade, that is the only logical explanation.
You're just saying Gueves owns both teams? He's sunned?
I think Gueves is definitely the puppet master.
He absolutely sunned Griffin in the trade so bad that Gueves owns his team.
The Bare Necessities had a meeting recently with the Weenie Wolves about this, and both organizations are disappointed in the fact.
He's already disappointed after the trade.
It's been
like a week.
Yeah, no.
Let's all just hope Myles Gaskin is a starter and it works out, because you just hate to see that.
Well, hey, I heard, Chris, you have a reminder set for next year at that trade time.
That's excellent.
Me.
Look forward to holding that over. While we're on the subject of poor trades, do the boys in the back, Don, have any indication if there'll be – that's awesome. If there'll be any indication of a worst trade award for this year's team banquet, or are we getting a little ahead of ourselves there?
Well, hey, I'll just tell you one thing is I am in constant communication with the league top of the DGFL, and I really just I'm trying to get my foot in the door. I want to be a content provider at the celebration. I can't be an owner. I can't be a commissioner. What can I do? Maybe I can run the celebration. We'll see. But if I did, I'll just tell you one thing. There's going to be fireworks, and they may be coming out of somebody's anus at the show. If that makes any sense. Because it's a metaphor.
It doesn't, but I'm excited.
Yeah, no, there'll definitely be anything everybody asks for.
Okay.
Chris, we loved having you on. Anything you
Thanks.
want to say to the people before you head out?
I do believe that Jack Mitchell will go another year without getting a playoff win.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Just
Yeah.
you might say that in a second. Hold on, just wait a second.
Release the Kraken, baby.
All right, yeah, Chris, you can go ahead and say
Well,
that.
Oh yeah!
If it isn't the little bitch boy.
Oh my god. Chris!
Something he wanted to tell you, and it wasn't that.
Yeah, I'd like to end my segment just by saying that it's year 2 and Jack Mitchell will still end the season without a playoff win.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chris.
That's cute. Have fun in the toilet bowl. Best of luck to you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey,
I
hopefully you
appreciate it.
draft someone relevant this year if you get a decent draft pick with the lottery. I hope you do well, and I hope your division next season brings you joy, no matter who it is.
I hope you have just as much joy as me when you lose in your first playoff game of this season.
Oh.
Thanks, man.
And I would like to also bring it back to 1 year ago.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that day, Jack Mitchell? 1 year ago today?
Hey.
Carson Wentz and what's his
No,
name?
no. That was tomorrow, 1 year ago today. Today, 1 year ago, you ended the day up about 30 points on me,
Mhm.
but you forgot to account for Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz
But how are
going
we
into
doing this season? Carson Wentz is
All right, hey.
Okay.
So
We're gonna have
Carson Wentz is an awful
Hey,
coach.
I want to
All
kick Chris out of here. Chris,
fine.
shut your mouth, Chris.
Wide receivers have bricks for hands. You take
This little
his
got a
good name
owner
out
of
of
Dub
the
Air
game.
necessities.
All right, Chris.
yeah, changing that dumbass name too.
Listen to the podcast, you whore. You will figure things out.
We're losing control.
Hey.
Gotta get him out.
I'm kicking him out.
Thanks,
No, I'm
Chris.
not kicking anybody. I won't
All right,
resort.
boys. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad I was able to loosen up your ears before just Jack's awfulness.
So was
It's
he
just-
allowed on here out of sympathy because he's in the toilet bowl, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he pay to go on the show, or what?
Jack, I just can't wait for your team to get absolutely analyzed. I don't even know who you're playing, but they have a fan in me.
You barely dropped 100 points.
All right.
I'm
Well,
serious.
Reeves
Here we
also
go.
is going to throttle you from
All
behind.
right. I'm removing you, Chris. It's good to have you on, Chris. See you
Thanks for
later.
having me, boys. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Rest of your day.
All right. That was
Let's settle
absolutely-
it, Jack. Great to have you. Sorry you had to endure that.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for
Very
that.
unprofessional on our part.
Yeah, way to go. What are y'all doing? Y'all are setting me up. I literally just woke up to that shit. Are you kidding me?
Boys in the back. It's
Boys in the back.
It's the
Sorry,
boys in the
son.
back, dude. It's not me. I swear. I swear, bro. Anyways, I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry. All right, Jack, buddy. Jack,
I'm
buddy.
listening.
Buddy, this is the question we asked last week. This is the question we have to bring up again.
Yeah.
2 of your 3 members of the big 3, they're bounced. What are you thinking? They said you were gonna be the worst one in the playoffs, and they didn't even come close. What are you thinking?
It was not a good showing for the big 3. I'm looking at the scores right now. No one topped 100 points. 99.6. Peyton will probably defend it. Like, you can round it up to 100. No, that doesn't count. And then Reed with 74.36.
Mm.
It's just embarrassing. Like I didn't even start my Ravens players, and I still broke 100. Come on, guys, you're killing me over here. I got to do all the heavy lifting now. I got to. It's a lot of pressure now to represent the big three, but well, the turtles are ready. Turtles are ready, and yeah, I mean, Swines, two of their guys fumbled a lot, and the frogs just fucking suck. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, I hold the frogs and the bare necessities like neck and neck, like just how bad their teams truly are.
Wow.
And yeah, that's it's
Big three on big three crime happening right now with Jack Mitchell's takes.
I mean, it's just not. It's sad. It's sad, honestly. And I'm excited to just rule that division for the next few years if we change divisions up and you have the big three division, and then I'll just clap Reed's cheeks every time we play. And then, Peyton, hopefully we'll have a good game and he can break 100 points, but we'll see.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. So one of the questions we got on Twitter at the Swines too, they said they deserve an honorary spot facing you because the other game between the Peacocks and the Frogs was so atrocious. Do you think that's just absolute malarkey, or are you willing to say that the Swines do deserve an honorary spot?
Hell no. They don't deserve a honorary spot. We've somehow squeaked out over 100 points. And yeah, I mean, Peyton, like you've been there before. You won it. You got to have a certain level of class and just own up to you losing. Like they're focused on the Light Rail Properties Bowl now. Good
We
for
did.
them.
We did have that breaking news
Breaking
earlier.
news. That's
Boys
breaking
in the
news.
boys in the back were telling me breaking news in that the thank you for mentioning it, Jack. I again, I'm really off the ball today. I am forgetting to mention everything. We hadn't even talked about the spreads and the lines yet, buddy. I'm just
It's gonna be a 3-hour show.
Too. I was like, are we gonna talk about anything? Like I wrote some stuff down. Like you wanted to talk about anything in specifics, and he was like, nah, it's okay.
I'm sorry, man.
Jumped as soon as I joined freaking Zoom. Hey, shout out Yeaton though. He made the cool graphics for the Light Rail Properties.
It is shout out.
Oh, let me see that.
Brief explanation. Light Rail Properties Bowl is now going to be the Swines Frogs matchup classic. They will be getting a trophy, kind of like Stanford does with I think it's an axe, and
Cal, the big game,
and what UNC Duke do with the victory bell, kind of like a pass the baton situation. Word is that it might be a shovel. We'll definitely get into that later as the week progresses. We might have him on here again. It's really inundating the show with the Swines Frogs rivalry
after the season because they're irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're trying to figure out a good time to have them on, but I mean it is they're playing against each other again, and apparently this is the matchup of all time. So we might have them. We'll see. If content is thin, we'll put them on.
Let's see if they break 100 this week. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of their excuses.
Sick and tired.
They were talking about him having an MVP season. He couldn't do what Lamar did last year. Couldn't finish it out.
That's true.
Tough. Speaking of the MVP, who would think the MVP is going to be?
It's going to be Rodgers or Mahomes.
It'll be Rodgers because Mahomes doesn't play the fourth quarter in most of his games.
Except for last week, they had a nail biter.
Yeah, except for last week. But
I'll tell you what, my vote is Justin Jefferson.
Don't get me started on the Gritty King,
bro. Best rookie since Randy Moss, bro.
It's insane. Imagine trading up for CD Lamb, and giving a second round draft pick as well to secure this pick for CD Lamb and then just pass up on Justin Jefferson. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be you.
Imagine passing up on him twice in the first round. Also could not.
That is
Could
also
not be me.
that is also something.
It seems like it was you.
Jalen Rager returned to punt for a touchdown, though.
It's true.
It's not about me right now.
It seems like that was you.
Oh my
Maybe.
god.
Anyways, Jack, I'm sorry for my my lack of preparedness. Obviously, I just wanted to say I give you the floor. What do you want to talk about, big boy? Because I will ask you any question you have, unless it involves the toilet bowl. Because I hate the toilet bowl. It's disgusting.
Guys, you're alienating half our audience right now.
Good. I don't want them
The
listening. They
toilet bowl.
suck.
Those are the people who listen to this podcast because we don't have to worry about setting lineups for the playoffs. We have a lot of free time to just take it easy.
Look, I'm actually really excited that Chaffin's here. It makes me happy that we got another.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Yeah, man. But no toilet bowl. I'm disgusted.
Okay.
Fair. The Bods actually looked pretty good this bye week as well. What's his name? Waller.
The Walrus.
That was crazy. And let's see who else. The Mafiosos looked pretty dang good. I was shocked at how well they performed, including Clyde Edwards not doing anything. Dude just sat on the bench the entire
He just didn't want to play.
Didn't play.
He told Andy Reid, he's like, I'm kind of tired.
I'm tired. The shocker for me was Terry McLaurin though. He didn't produce as
He
much.
sucked. He really sucked.
Against the Steelers, though, they're kind of grounding and pounding.
Him and speaking of the Bods, that matchup, him and Keenan Allen both kind of shat the bed. I'd be surprised to see which one of them comes back stronger next week, because that could be decided between kind of those two players, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. I think. I mean, I'm curious to see who wins the matchup of the Mafiosos or the Rods Bods. That'll be an interesting one. And then we got the Peacocks this week. I mean, Josh Allen just decided to go off last night. That was
Stallion.
But honestly, wouldn't that impress with everybody else though? Was not very impressed. Gerald Pearson did pretty good.
That's true. I mean, the Peacocks, it seems like they just hover around 100 now. That's their MO. They hit 150 last week. Yeah. But, I mean, avoiding that week, it's literally like 100 every, like the last 4 weeks.
Since 50 this week, and then I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to win, Jack. It's fine.
It's really a coin flip between – they're not going below 100. They're not – but they might go above 150. I don't know. It's always a coin flip. Sorry for dominating these questions, Ryan. I'll let you get one in after this. This is a question that I really wanted to talk about. Is the last thing about the Big Three? I forgot to mention it. I'll go back to it. Are you playing in the playoffs to win in honor of the Big Three and its standing in the league, or are you playing in spite of them?
A little bit of both, honestly, at this point. Just the showing out of the Big Three this time. I feel like Peyton this season. I'm the new Peyton. I mean, we want to keep it in the Big Three. We want to just put our penises on the shoulders of everyone else, especially the bare necessities.
On the shoulder?
Yeah, on the shoulder. Just to know Daddy's here. Daddy's gonna win this every.
When has my father ever said that to me and done that? Never.
I mean, you never know.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm gonna say both. A little bit in spite of everybody. I understand that the Turtles are not the most well-liked team in the league. I mean, we saw the one reaction today. Very classy from an owner, but yeah, I mean, it's in spite, but we want to keep it in the Big Three. Like, I want to win this year, and then like maybe if Reed drafts well this upcoming season, like then he could maybe win, but I doubt it because his team sucks. And yeah, if Peyton can get over those freaking injuries, man, he would be decent, but we'll see. I'm excited for the Big Three's future. I'll say that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Really good class from the man. You got anything
Yeah.
for him?
Yeah, I got one thing that's boggled my mind throughout the entire season. Screaming Turtles. I believe number 1 overall seed going to the playoffs. Is that boys in the back? Jack Mitchell. Number 2 behind the Bods.
Number 2.
That's fine.
I mean,
Are you guys?
4.
Yeah, lead the league in points for. But people forget this man has not had Christian freaking McCaffrey for like 10 out of his 12 games coming back on the season and still leads the league in points for.
I am so excited for this upcoming week.
With CMC coming back, getting the bye week to rest up. Are the Turtles unbeatable? Are they going for 140 every week in the playoffs?
So this is what I've been wanting to talk about, Ryan. I mean, I'm glad you asked this question and wrote this down and not Matt on it.
Come on! Come on!
I'm glad you came prepared, Chafin. But oh my word, it's gonna Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, 2 starting running backs. Zeke will be in flex with Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Mark Andrews, and Lamar Jackson. I'm feeling pretty confident.
Gosh, I hate you that's your starting lineup.
I'm feeling pretty confident. Worst case, if McCaffrey doesn't come back, I'll just put in Mike Davis or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we feel pretty good. He's been resting a lot, and he's been screwing his girlfriend in his giant Mormon house. Yeah, I think McCaffrey's gonna come out swinging that big old white dick around, just letting everyone know Daddy's back.
What is with you? What is with your gravitation towards male genitalia?
That's the turtle
What?
thing right there. That's how you like when you know you got a big old thing to swing. That's how you.
Do turtles even have? Like, how does a turtle reproduce?
No
Maybe
one-
a topic for another show.
You got a
Oh, a
little.
little dangler?
That's what they called me in high school.
A little dangler.
Little dangler.
I thought it was like Bad Feet McGee or something.
Okay. All right,
Wow.
okay, all
Wow.
right. This is really devolved, huh? I had to Jack Mitchell. I really, this is a thing. Tuesday. I was gonna, think this might be Jack Mitchell Tuesday from now on, but after that, I'm not sure.
Oh no!
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
To his credit, the man got
Scooter
jumped when he
McGee.
came
It
in.
was Scooter McGee. My bad.
Yeah, Scooter.
It was
McGee. That's
Scooter
more.
McGee.
That's more like it. Thank you. To be fair, you said what, Ryan?
I don't even remember. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that just was a weird, awkward thing there.
We can just sit in silence for a second if you want and make it more awkward.
Well, I mean,
I can edit that.
yeah, boys in the back. will-
The editor-in-chief decided a little too much work.
yeah,
It's
that
only
is-
good for putting music at the beginning.
that is true. Editor in chief, right here. Lazy. I got to get a new one, honestly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's been a lot of moments I need to edit things out, and he just refuses.
It's nice.
Dagger.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Anyways, we'll move into the matchup here against the Peacocks. We kind of already talked about it a little, but obviously, I just want to talk about this briefly again. How has this bye week really affected you mentally? Are you just?
Oh,
Are
it
you
was
just?
big time. The
Yeah.
time was big time. Because I knew if I didn't have this bye week, I would be kind of like screwed.
Oh yeah,
It's like, holy cow.
because the Ravens games were kind of up in the air last week and this week.
I was scared. I would have risked it. I would have risked it. I would have been like, if I have to go down, I want to go down with my guys starting. So, but it's okay. At least one member of the Big Three still stands.
That's true. The monolith remains.
But if you remember last year at all, when I got screwed and somehow the bare necessities snuck into the playoffs, being one of the worst teams of all time. I dropped 195 the next week on whoever. I think it was Reed. I dropped 100 on Reed the next week, and I would have crushed the Rubber Duckies, and I think he knew that. So he was like, "Let me just sneak this shitty ass team, the bare necessities in there, and he'll take care of it because Jack's players need a bye week, and they were tired. They had a incredible season. Should have broken 2,000 points, and
But you didn't.
but could have, should have, would have.
Hey, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, bro, it'd be Christmas every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would.
yeah, it's okay.
Anyway, dude, I don't understand how we didn't even change the PPR by that much. Like, how are you getting 200 every week last year? Doesn't make any sense.
I got it. I got something kind of crazy.
Is it just because Lamar and Mark Andrews had just a historic season? I don't remember who was on your team. Did it change that much?
No, it didn't change that much at all. It was just the full PPR, I believe. The points per reception. I think that was it.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was, and Eckler did pretty solid too.
Oh yeah. Everybody, you just had several guys had a historic
Dude,
year at the
Eckler
same
was a
time.
killer last year. You had the top 3 running backs last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
How did you lose? Like,
Zach
did someone
Ertz.
have a really bad week in the playoffs?
He scored 130 or something, right?
Yeah, it was 130.
He
Oh,
scored
so Chris just had a really good week.
yeah, it's
Okay.
140 to
Was out of
130 or something like that.
Gotcha.
Last year's playoffs were really high scoring. This year it's been kind of sucky.
It's terrible. It's embarrassing. It's like how are
Anyways,
teams in the playoffs?
this is a question. These I kind of have 2 or 3 more questions. Ryan, feel free to pepper some in there if you want to, but
Gotcha.
because apparently your questions are better than mine, even though it's whatever.
You brought up Christian McCaffrey. Did you even know who that is?
Hey, I brought up Christian McCaffrey earlier for Chris to talk about because he was trashing you. I just was like, "Yo, dude,
It's on the show, Doc.
This guy's got
To his
Lamar
credit.
and Christian coming back. How? Anyways,
It's
we're not talking about Chris. We're talking about you.
Yeah.
Here am I. How many points do you think you beat the Peacocks by this week?
I mean, it really depends if he barely squeaks by 100 or drops 150. Like,
Well, that's what we're here. That's what we're here having you on. What do you think he does?
I haven't looked at his matchups yet. Josh Allen play. That's my main concern.
Yeah, I can't look at his matchups because Sleeper hasn't
He
updated.
plays Pittsburgh next week.
Josh Allen does?
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I feel a little bit better. Feel a little more confident. Miles Sanders plays the Saints.
Bro, Jordan Howard gets more reps than that guy.
Yeah. We're not good. Oh, Mike Gesicki plays the Chiefs. That's interesting. And Gibson, is Gibson done?
We don't know.
He hurt his toe, so if it's it could be something I don't know. It could be pretty bad. Who knows? I don't really know.
I mean, hope he can play.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope he can help Weaves. I'm gonna go with the under now after seeing that. I think he's gonna go maybe 100.
Did you just take the under, not knowing what the line was?
Yeah, I think he goes. No, I'm saying I think he goes under 150. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm taking turtles over all day. So I'm gonna say he scores under 150 and barely breaks 100. I'll say he gets 105.
Okay, well he usually hits that. So that's not a bad bet.
Yeah, and then I think the Turtles with CMC back. We have a promo video in the works that might get released on Twitter.
Wow!
Yeah,
Big time.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Turtles went for about 140 or 150.
Yeah, I think it really depends on Christian. I think Justin Jefferson will get 25 at least. Lamar, he has to ball out now because they have to make it to the playoffs. So I think he'll do well. And Mark Andrews, who I'm curious about, who I want to see do well, is Marquise Brown, and see if I sneak him in the lineup at one of these games or not. It'd be interesting.
He's been kind of a boom bust kind of guy because the passing offense of the Ravens has really not been up to the task as it was last year.
Yeah.
I mean, anything could happen though. One, like he showed, like he just has the ball in his hand one play and then takes it 75. So,
So
anyways, the last question that I have for you is who would you prefer if in assuming you smack down the Peacocks, the big bad cocks, they're pretty stiff though. I mean, okay, I got to get rid of those jokes. Anyways, who would you prefer playing in the championship, the Bods or the Mafiosos?
all right, I'm gonna say
Because I'll preface this: the Bods have the more star-studded team, whereas 14, 15, and 16, the Mafiosos have really good matchups.
yes, but also the Mafiosos have Kansas City. I feel they will not play that much in the
Mhm.
last couple of games. But
Mm,
I'm gonna
I
say
wouldn't be surprised.
the Bods purely because he was saying how he should be in the big three and whatnot, and then I think it would just be a statement
put him in his place a little bit.
a little bit. Be like, yeah,
You'd rather play the Bods here. Statement: Big Three is the Big Three. You're not welcome. I will say that the Chiefs are still trying to get that number one seed because they get a bye in the first round. So I think they'll definitely be playing playing guys up until week 16 because the Steelers might still have. I don't know. Anyways, um, you want the Bods to just really ring home the fact that he's not welcome. All right.
yeah, no, not at all. Like, use that logo of yours, that brain doesn't make sense. Body, it's a brain. Use that, and then you'll know you're not a part of the big three. Like, you're just not.
Spicy.
You know,
They don't even
speaking
have
of the
on Androids. Yes.
speaking of the big three, Jack Mitchell, some would say that the true big three is actually your quarterback room, comprised of Lamar, P. Riv, and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Given Kirk Cousins' dominant performances the last couple weeks, I know it's not a sexy name brand player, and Lamar struggles. Would you ever consider starting Kirk Cousins over Lamar
Yes.
if the matchups are favorable?
I would. And it makes me happy that, again, I'm sorry, the Duckies dropped him. And then I was like, oh, Kirk Cousins, he's just chilling right here. I'll take him.
Mm.
And then he starts doing well. It was clearly the locker room where he was. He has Garrett Bradbury blocking for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Charlotte Christian Knight.
You got two of his teammates on your team already.
exactly. So I was like, we're gonna welcome you. We're gonna embrace you with open arms with the Turtle organization and teach you how to swing that big old dick around.
Oh my god. It wasn't this much last week. What's the deal, bro?
Man just woke up.
We just want everyone to know. Everyone to know the Turtles have it. They got it. All right. So, any other questions? Because I would like to just read off Yeen's team before I leave.
Oh yeah, dude. I got nothing.
All right.
Please hit us.
All right. So, if your starting quarterback puts up 4.96 points, what do? I think it's time for a change at that point. I mean, can't put in Teddy Bridgewater. You had to buy. I don't know. I would just draft better. I think that's what I would do. I would draft better.
Be better.
Start off. Wayne Gallman, he had 15.5 points. That's solid. But what are you going to do when Saquon comes back? Not shit. Your team's going to go back to sucking. Jerick McKinnon, 0 points. I don't even think he played. I guess he just sat on the bench next to Clyde Edwards and was just like, screw this, man. I'm not getting paid enough for this.
I'm almost positive they're not on the same team.
Oh,
boys in the
they were
back will
just sitting
fact check that.
Boys in the back say they were not.
They were on Zoom with each other.
Boys in the back say they were on Zoom together on the
Zoom,
bench.
okay.
They were on Zoom together with the bench.
Is
Tyler
this Chris's starting lineup?
Yeah, this is Chris's starting lineup this
Those
week.
are his starting running backs. Is someone hurt?
I think he
Or are
started
those his
Mostert.
actual?
He has Rashard Penny and Philip Lindsay as well.
Oh God.
Those are
Damian,
his only running backs?
Benny Snells.
Why does he just only have backup running backs on his team?
Calvin Ahmed? He sounds Arab.
Oh, he was the Miami starter. I remember him a few weeks ago.
Is that the one that Griffin traded for in that awesome
No, it's-
trade of Louise?
Miles
No.
Gaskin,
That was Miles Gaskin, the other Miami starter that
7th
nobody knows
round
about.
draft pick.
Tariq Cohen and AJ Dillon. That is very
Good gosh.
He
yeah.
doesn't have a single starting running back. I think he has Mostert. though.
Raheem. Yeah, Raheem.
Yeah, he had 4.5 points. Travis Fulgham had 0. I don't even know who that is.
Poor Travis. He was.
Oh, and Hayden Hurst. Oh my goodness. Remember when Yeen was calling me an idiot for drafting Mark Andrews, saying how Hayden Hurst is going to be the starting tight end for the Ravens and all this shit? Look at Hayden Hurst now. Wow. He is the number 12 overall tight end. That's unbelievable. Tight ends must suck this year. Holy cow.
Yeah, they must suck. Hey, who's number one?
Who'd you
I
trade
think
for?
it's Darren Waller.
Oh, what do you mean?
Who'd
Who
you
did
trade
I
for?
trade for him, Bo? What do you mean? I'm not in the league. I was just wondering, bro.
For Travis Kelce.
No. I don't own it. I'm just, dude. I'm unbiased, bro.
Do you know
Do I know what?
what they traded for?
Oh, yeah. Of course, I know what the trade was. It was a first round pick. Denzel Mims, starting wide receiver for the Jets, and KJ Hamler, starting wide receiver for the Broncos.
Interested.
So before the rookie draft happened, that would have been a first, a second, and a third.
Wow. Reed, you're dumb.
Wow. Just a little fun fact. I don't know if Sleeper's updated or not. Like if it
updates.
But currently it updates after the games.
Yeah.
Darren Waller scored 45 points last week, and Travis Kelce still has about 60 more points on the season than he does. Oh my gosh.
That's
Hey, but people come on here all the time, and this is a betting show, but sometimes they mention players. They say, he's 31, he'll fall off a cliff. Yeah, okay. He's gonna fall off a cliff, sure, that's all right. Anyways.
When does he retire, you think? I don't know.
I think
I heard he's immortal.
no, that's Frank Gore.
Oh, you're right. That is Frank Gore.
Yo, T's and P's for FG,
T's and
bro.
P's, yeah.
T's and P's for FG. He
The
could have
concussion.
won. We talked about the Frogs and said that he would win if Frank Gore played and scored like 10 points. But Frank Gore didn't play, didn't score 10 points, so he lost. It was clear. It was clearly.
He would have lost anyways if Frank Gore put up 10 points.
No, but it's a
He
locker
would have
room
had
presence.
84 points then.
There was a locker room presence. Other guys probably would have done better if Frank Gore did. It's.
Reed still would have only had 84 points.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray plays better after he sees a veteran play. It's all up to Frank Gore at that point, and Frank just didn't want to do well. I don't think he likes the Frogs that much. Not gonna lie.
I think so either. So all I need McCaffrey to do is break 21 points, and then he does better than Eckler and Metcalf. All right.
Combined or?
That's them combined this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Turtles have a pretty easy ride to the championship. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the Peacocks are that good. I think they're overrated. I bet against them every week. I think I bet against them and I hit the under every single week. Obviously that hurts sometimes because they anyways. I got no more questions for you, Jack. Ryan, you got anything else for the man?
Jack, just give us to close out here. What does preparation look like for the Screaming Turtles this week? What are you doing as the team owner to kind of get mentally prepared, stay relaxed, stay sharp for your matchup? Any best practices?
We've been doing a lot of COVID testing. Mark Andrews, even Marquise Brown. We're just like, all right, just be careful around Lamar. He's a little crazy, a little wild. And a lot of COVID testing, a lot of massaging McCaffrey's shoulder.
Hmm.
Make sure he's okay. Tyreek Hill, like we have to chain him up, put a collar on him, and then like hold him on a leash because he's so fast. He'll just take off. Dalvin's just been cooking for everybody. It's
What a team player.
you know,
Wow.
we're just such a family.
Yeah, real family atmosphere.
Yeah, real family chaining up your players so they can't run away.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to get to practice this week. We think Zeke's gonna step it up this week against Cincinnati. I mean, they're terrible. So are the Cowboys. If their O-line comes back, I think Zeke will be a major factor. If not, we might stick Marquise Brown or Michael Pittman in there. You remember Michael Pittman, Chaffin? Do you remember him?
TJ Hawkinson is the tight end 3 on the season. I have no qualms with that trade. Yeah, so you can suck me, Jack Mitchell.
He's 4.
Yeah, get wrecked, nerd.
He was 3 when I just looked.
11, 12. He's
Oh no, it hasn't updated yet, Jack. You have to go to like the leaders tab and see like the season totals, and it'll show you like the updated after this week.
It's not like he's been.
He outscored Robert Tonyan. He's been consistent.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have had to start Gerald Everett at tight end, who's like, that's like 5 points a week. That you just can't win that way. So I'm glad it worked out for both parties.
Yeah, he's had 6 games over 10 points, and like his highest is 15. I'm kind of shocked he's this high. That's good for you, though.
Appreciate it.
You.
I wouldn't be surprised if I were the Turtles. I might be looking at, if I'm not starting Ezekiel, I'd be looking at Pittman. I think the Colts have a plus matchup. They just came off a sucky loss, so I think they could. He could end up getting a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to talk to Philip. Philip's like the one stubborn guy in the locker room. He's just like old man walking around with a cane, and I'm like, all right, just throw it to Pittman. Just throw it to Pittman. And he's like, no, I'm gonna give Ty another shot, and then Ty does good.
Dude, Ty has historic games against Houston. Like, I was looking back at the stats. He is always a top 3 wide receiver of fantasy when he plays Houston. Every single time.
Really?
It's so weird.
That's bizarre.
It's bizarre. It's crazy.
All right.
Well, always a pleasure having you on, Jack.
Pleasure, Mitch.
It's so good to see you, Chafin. It was just
Thank you.
I mean, like when I first joined, it was like a bad shock.
I'm
Got up,
Yeah.
bombarded. I'm like, thanks a lot, you two. And now I'm just like, okay.
I'm starting to think that you might like Ryan more than the old Don here.
I think Don had a lot to do with the other owner staying until I got.
I'll tell you this. Didn't plan on him staying, but he said his last remark was that Jack Mitchell was going to lose. And then I saw your little admit pop up in the bar, and I thought, this is just good content. I'm here for the people.
Was it?
I'm sorry, buddy. I hurt your feelings. I apologize.
It's okay.
You'll get a check in the mail from this episode's earnings. It'll probably be $0.
I'll send you an Arby's coupon.
Lawyers. I got Jerry Jones' lawyers. Like you're done. This show.
Hey, people say
on here, you're done.
People been saying that our show's been done for a while, but you don't really know who the boys in the back are, do you, buddy?
No, I
You're about. You got another thing coming. Yeah, one of them is a master of nunchucks. I'll tell you that.
Holy cow!
But he has no nunchucks. It's just his cock. Yeah, that's right. I can do some jokes too. Anyways, Jack, we appreciate you on. We'll probably have you on next week too. It's becoming Jack Mitchell Tuesdays at this point.
That's exciting. I mean, I'm glad I woke up on time today.
It's all right. It's kind of like you're too good for a thing. Last week the big 3, they all showed up on time except for you, but they all lost. They didn't show up on time for the playoffs. You did. So none of that matters. We appreciate you.
You should have showed up late today. That's what you're saying.
Should have. I think you should have. It's
a bad
omen. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang it. All right. Have a good day, boys. It was good to
See
see
you,
you.
Mitch.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Have a
see,
good
boss.
one.
Jack
What a
Mitchell,
great guest.
great guest. Always love having the man. Anyways, okay, we got to do the spreads and the lines before we close out.
All
I
right.
am just
We'll hit him quick.
seriously just off the rocker this morning. So here's what we're looking at. None of the matchups change unless Amari Cooper goes for like 50 points. So this is what the lines makers have. Rods Bods versus the Mafiosos de Veggie. That's a 3.5 point favorite for the Rods Bods on 260. The Screaming Turtles are the favorite by 14.5 over the Peacocks at 250. The Jawlers are 18.5 point favorites over the Pillas at 160. The Weenie Wolves are 12.5 favorites on De Bare Necessities at 160. Swines are 9.5 favorites over the Frogs at 220. And lastly, the Duckies are 11.5 favorites over the Cheese Boards at 210. That's a lot of juice. Me and Ryan have this up so we can kind of break down really what we're looking at. Lines makers have the matchup of the week being the Bods versus the Mafiosos, rightly so. I think this really determines honestly the playoffs as a whole, you know.
Yeah.
They have the possible upset of the week is the Peacocks over the Turtles, also another playoff matchup. If that happened, that would be crazy, tumultuous. Ryan, buddy, sweetie, you're looking at these. Which give me 3 out of the 6 that are really standing out to you, the ones that you are putting the most money on in your mind.
Yeah, I love the Mafiosos covering against the Bods. I think they might win that one outright. I think that's a great matchup to look at. I think we just talked about it a lot with Jack Mitchell, but I think the Turtles over the Peacocks, easy cover for the Turtles. I agree with his analysis that the Peacocks just sneak a little more than 100. Then I really like the dirty sneak of the week, the Jawlers. Look for them not to cover against the Pillars this week. The Pillas, excuse me. No Josh Jacobs, perhaps no Chris Carson. Decimated with injuries, could be starting Chase Edmonds and Damian Harris at running back. It's not looking good for them. So look for the Pillows in that matchup to possibly sneak the spread.
And as we kind of talked about, we have our slam. We'll talk about that in a second. But as you're kind of thinking, we both like the Mafiosos at 3.5 plus 3.5 because really that's just a pick 'em. Like last week, the Swines hit a small spread against the Mafiosos. It's just a pick 'em. Who wins that? Over 260 could easily hit. That's implied 230 each. They both scored about 130, or it's about 130 each. They both scored about 130 this week. I think 260 over might not be an issue. Usually 260, it's always been the under this season historically, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one hit the over. So we're thinking the Mafiosos cover there, but that's not really easy for us, you know. We see the Turtles over the Peacocks. Ryan was thinking this one might be a slam. This one might be easy for the Turtles. I think 14.5 scares me because the game is implied at 125 each. So you're assuming the Turtles have to go up to 140 or the Peacocks go down to 110. And I'm not sure that either of those things are going to happen. I think it could easily be within the realm of margin that the Peacocks cover on 14.5 and still lose. Obviously, I'm taking the Turtles. Every time we have a man on talking about his matchup, they usually cover. We give them some spark in the matchup. With that being said, Ryan, do you want to proclaim the dirty slam of the week?
I'd love to. You know, we're looking at the matchups here. Dirty slam of the week is the Weenie Wolves covering against De Bare Necessities. A little toilet bowl action for the people at home.
Weenies.
Slam of the week, baby. Love it.
Appreciate you. egg us in there. I'll just give you some stats. We're trying to wrap this up shortly because we're kind of over on time. But we're thinking weenies since the trade 3 or 4 weeks ago. They've been over 80 every single week. 4 weeks straight, basically over 80. Been hovering around 100 a few times. While since that same trade week, about week 10, week 9, it's been 4 weeks of less than 70 for the Bears. I think 11 or what's it at? It's at 12 and a
12 and a
half
half.
right now. I think 12 and a half is way too easy for Weenie Wolves. I think Weenie Wolves
Wow.
hit 90, Bears hit 50. I think it's under and Weenie's cover, honestly.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Awesome. Well, it's been an overreaction Tuesday to say the least.
Mm.
We're still getting through the learning curves of having a co-host here. Boys in the back are talking in my ear that I still was way too much of me. You know,
No, it's great.
people want to hear the co-host. You know, we love having you on. We're definitely gonna get you in here on Spicy Boy Thursday too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Looking forward to it.
We're still looking for content for that day, though. You know, obviously people don't want to hear from the swines and frogs anymore, so we're looking for more content. We appreciate all of you listeners out there for letting us penetrate your ear holes on this fine Tuesday afternoon for you. It's the Tuesday morning for us, Tuesday afternoon for you. Hopefully not the night. These videos have been churning real slow.
Take a long time to upload.
Yeah. And I blame the editor in chief, honestly.
I do too. Real stalker.
No, anyway, we appreciate you all here. We appreciate you, Ryan. We appreciate the boys in the back. Have a great day. Peace out.